What's up, everybody? Avis here, and the 3.3 patch for Final Fantasy Heavensward just released, and we are doing the final Steps of Faith trial here. The fight's pretty easy. You only need 2 markers pretty much, and the markers are only needed for the ad phase. The main tank needs to just pull Nidhogg and pull him. I pull him off to the right. You can pull him on the left if you want to. It doesn't really matter which. And just the party needs to stack on the opposite marker, and you need to stay on the other one and tank him. It's just a tank and spank until the ads spawn. So just do damage to him. The hot wings attack, you have to stand in the middle, and in the last phase he has a hot tail attack that you'll have to actually get off to the sides. But for this phase, there's no real tank busters. He just does like a searing breath, whatever it is, that does the most damage. He drops a couple AoEs you have to avoid. They're little black circles, and whenever he flies up into the air there, it's basically just like the Ravana fight. You just have to get out of the way. Whenever he comes back down, just go back to your spot and tank him back up. I think at about 75% he spawns ads. There will be 3 ads. One is named the Dark Dragon. I don't know the names of the other 2. I just forgot to look. The Dark Dragon cannot be tanked. He just kind of roams around, so you'll want to mark him to be killed first and just have the DPS burst him down. So the markers are just for that phase. 1 tank stands on B and 1 tank stands on A, and you just tank the ad that spawns there. And ideally, like, we have a warrior in this group. This is just a duty finder group, so it's not like any friends or anything. But if you have a warrior or a dark knight, you want to kill whatever ad they have because their DPS is usually a little bit better than paladins. So right here they spawned. I picked up the little Leviathan thing, and I marked the Dark Dragon there, and he just starts roaming. You can provoke him, and it'll show you're his target, but he keeps on roaming. Like, there's no real way to keep him from moving. The DPS just needs to get out of the way, because he'll charge to a spot, stop, and then do like a frontal AoE cone. It's not very big, so you can move out of the way to avoid it. This phase, there's no tank busters. This guy just does a melee attack and a lightning breath. You can just mitigate it with your awareness or foresight or whatever you want. Basically, you want to burst these ads down as fast as you can, because if you don't kill them fast enough, Nidhogg comes back and does his his limit break, whatever it is. Sorry, I don't remember the names of them. I just did the fight, and I'm just recording this now just to get it up quick for everybody. But you'll notice it whenever it happens, because the room turns red. You'll see a bunch of balls come up. And after you kill these ads, immediately you want everybody to spread out in like a giant circle in the room, because there will be 8 purple circles that will spawn as he's doing his limit break, and if you're not in one of them, you'll take increased damage. If nobody is in them, it wipes the party. I don't know exactly how many people have to be in them for it not to be a wipe. Like right here, the blue orchid guy doesn't get into one, and he takes a lot more damage than the rest of us. But you see there, he's standing off to the right of us, charging his limit break. And these are those little circles you need to stand in. And see right there, blue orchid right across from me is not in his. And he takes a lot of damage along with everybody else. If everybody's in the circle, you take a lot less damage. In this phase, he'll change to Estinian form, and he has 1 tank buster. The whatever that name of that move is, that's your 1 tank buster you need to watch out for. He also does Gerskogel. He does it like in a line, just randomly targets one of the DPS. You just need to avoid it. And then he does AoEs like Ravana. He marks 4 people, I believe. You just need to spread out. And after a couple seconds, copies of him will fall and leave an AoE on the ground. You just need to get out of it. And then they will do a line, a line AoE like your Skogel again. And right there on the other side of the room, you see the big bomb AoE like in Midas. You just have to get to the opposite side of the room. If you don't get all the way, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a trial, and this is normal mode, so it's not going to do that much damage to you if you're pretty high level. So every time he does Alamorn, you want to Sheltron if you're a paladin, because it mitigates a lot of the damage. It's a physical attack, so you'll block a lot of it. The second time he does those AoEs, it's 3 small ones, and then he does 3 more on 3 other targets, so just keep spreading everybody out. Try not to overlap them. And I made a mistake here. I took him to the corner and he followed me there, and I couldn't get him all the way out of it, and I kind of had to stand in it for a second so this monk didn't get caught in the Alamorn. I think at 50% he switches to Nidhogg's form again. There's no more ads. This form, he does everything from the first phase as well as some of the Estinian attacks. So after he flies up, you want to group, pop your Divine Veil, so if you get a heal you can give everybody that shield. The AoE black circles will come up as well as that line. So if you stacked up properly, they'll all just be stacked right there and you can just move out of the way. In this phase, the Alamorn actually gives you like a super jump AoE that you need to stack on, and it does, like there I moved early, I hadn't seen it before, it does 4 or 5 attacks, so you want to stay in the stack so everybody doesn't get blown up. That was my bad right there, but we fixed it after that. These 3 fire orbs that spawn, they do a line AoE. I'm not real sure how to tell what way they go yet. I think it's just in an X. So as long as you're kind of off to the side of him, I don't believe you'll get hit. And there he was doing hot wings. Now he's doing hot tail, and the hot tail is the one that's in the middle, so you just need to stand off to the side. Melee is still within range to hit him, so you can stand off to the side and still get DPS on him. And I believe that is all for this phase. It's just a rinse and repeat of all that. So here's doing Alamorn again. And this time we actually do stack. I covered the ninja because they just got him up. I actually moved again, that was my bad. I covered him because they just got him up, and I ended up killing him because I didn't stay with him. But again, it's a normal trial, so if your gear is pretty high, it's not a death sentence if somebody gets killed a couple times. And here those 3 fire orbs spawn again. I kind of just stand catty corner to them. I think I'm still going to get hit by that one on the left. And there's the black AoEs as well. Yeah, I still ended up getting hit because they go like in a cross. And then after that he just does hot wings and hot tail. You just move off to the side. And then everything resets. I'm not sure if there's an enrage timer. I'm positive there will be. Just because most of the trials have one, but as long as you're above 220, I don't think you'll hit it. The fight is relatively easy. And I think this is the time that we all realized, hey, we have to stay in here for 4 or 5 hits. Yeah, there was 6 there, and we all managed to actually stay in it, so nobody got killed again. So pretty much the fight's just a tank and spank. I mean, I'm sure Savage is going to be a whole lot harder, but as for the normal, as long as you use your cooldowns appropriately and manage to stay out of the AoEs that you need to, it's not going to be a hard fight for anybody. There you go. You don't have to save your defense cooldowns for anything in particular. Like, you don't need to use them on the Alamorn attack. So if you want to just use them to mitigate damage throughout the fight, like whenever you're solo on one side, you can. It's not that big of a deal. But as long as everybody does the mechanics correctly on normal mode, it is a really, really easy fight. I think the hardest part for a lot of people is just going to be getting past that ad phase if you're a little low on gear and your DPS isn't good enough, and then coordinating the limit break move where everybody gets in their own circle might be a little hard for some groups, especially in Duty Finder. It's a little harder to cooperate that, or you know. But all in all, the fight's pretty easy. Hope this helps if anybody's having any trouble. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And happy hunting, guys.